A new twist has emerged in the India-US trade deal, and this time, the spotlight is on Russian oil. Just when it looked like Washington and New Delhi were moving toward smoother trade relations, fresh disagreements have surfaced, especially over where India gets its energy from. Recently, President Trump once again took a U-turn on tariffs and agreed to move forward with a trade deal with India. As part of this decision, the United States reduced tariffs on Indian goods from 25% down to 18%. On top of that, the additional tariff linked to India's imports of Russian oil was also removed. On the surface, this looked like a big win for India. But behind the scenes, new conditions from the US have sparked controversy. The main point of conflict is Russia. According to the Trump administration, the removal of tariffs and progress on the trade deal came with an understanding that India would distance itself from Russian oil. Trump even claimed publicly on social media that India had assured him it would stop buying oil from Russia. But India is telling a very different story. The Indian government has firmly rejected any claim that the trade deal includes restrictions on buying Russian oil. Officials in New Delhi have made it clear that nowhere in the agreement does it say India must buy oil from one country and avoid another. India insists that energy purchases are a commercial decision made by buyers and refineries, not something dictated by a trade deal. India has also emphasized that buying crude oil, LNG and LPG, from the United States is in its strategic interest. However, it has drawn a clear red line: stopping oil purchases from Russia is not a condition it has accepted. This is where the contradiction becomes impossible to ignore. On one side, the US claims that India agreed to move away from Russian oil in exchange for tariff relief. On the other, India categorically denies making any such promise. What we do know is this: the US rolled back the 25% tariff that was linked to India's Russian oil imports. It also lowered the reciprocal tariff to 18%, one of the lowest rates among Brics countries. But Washington has also issued a warning. If India resumes or increases oil imports from Russia, tariffs could return. To keep a close watch on the situation, Trump has reportedly set up a special task force including the U.S. Secretary of State and Treasury Secretary. So now, both sides are standing firm. India is defending its energy, security, and strategic autonomy. The United States, meanwhile, is using tariffs and monitoring mechanisms to apply pressure. Despite a trade deal being on the table, the Russian oil issue is shaping up to be a serious test for India-US relations. The big question is whether this dispute will be resolved through dialogue or whether it could turn into the next front of a trade confrontation. What do you think? Is this just political posturing or the beginning of a deeper conflict between two strategic partners? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay connected for more in-depth geopolitics content. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.